Eh, it's Coco again. I'm gonna try to do another episode. Yeah, it's gonna be I touched a little bit about what happened on the 19th. I'm gonna go over a little bit on discrimination. When I was in Oregon, I was around it, but I did wasn't like it didn't affect me, so it didn't bother me. When after all, I got arrested, and uh, this time I didn't blow it off, and I kind of seen it, and I dealt with it, and that's why I came to Texas. I didn't want to be around it anymore, and but it seemed to follow me, and so I was aware of it, and I didn't touch into it or plan on kind of act upon it until I was in the Texas prison system when they kept saying no, no, no. I mean, it's like why no? I mean, it's part of my disability, and you guys have to honor that. But in the Texas prison system, you're just a number, and I had to fight on my own. But I, when I wrote after the sexual assault, and because I was already fighting to get to an AC unit, a 24-hour medical unit, and they said you don't meet the criteria. It's like, what do you mean I don't meet the criteria? It's right there on my paperwork when I got the uh, the Martinez report. The Martinez report is where the Texas state attorney, the federal court ordered the Martinez report, where the Texas Attorney General's office will have to pull all these records from the prison system, and it shows there that I was restricted to a 24-hour unit, a medical unit, and Ramsey was not a 24-hour medical unit or AC. And it said right there that I had to be at a 24-hour medical unit, and Ramsey wasn't. They sent me to Jonay in bumfuck Egypt, but the nearest UTMB hospital was in San Antonio. Yeah, there was a hospital in Hondo, but that's not. They won't send you there because TDCJ is send you to UTMB in San Antonio, and that's like 45 minute drive. And but so they just purposely mm, uh they don't want to put me there because they see me as like a problematic inmate, and so I started writing the ACLU. I have no Texas. The ACLU in Texas is I don't believe in them or trust them. I don't even bother even asking them. And then I also wrote to Texas prisoner rights, and I still I didn't I wrote to all these agencies, and um, they wrote me back or didn't write me back at all. The only people that I know they acted upon it was TIFA, the Texas Inmate Family Association, and a LULAC of El Paso. And I know they didn't, write me back, but when I wrote to them, I saw action, things changing. So I knew they, LULAC, they knew I was Latino, and, why am I writing them? And that's why, yeah, in LeBlanc, they with all the racism that was going on, yeah, yeah, the things were changing. They removed the warden, and they were implementing some changes. And so, if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't. They would have been still in in that same Same thing going over again. But over there they don't care about what you're complaining about. And so, but when I knew who to write to, and they acted upon it, and they started having people calling in, and yeah, they had to act, they had to change, and like I said, when I did that with the LULAC, I did it because not for me, but the other people, like other Latino La Raza. Uh, so um, that happened. But you have to know what you have to do. Like I told this torcido over in Arizona, you gotta do paperwork. You want action, like I did the same thing. I wanted action. I want to change. I needed something. But you gotta understand that there's steps, procedures. You can't go over. You have to go do paperwork. Have it in paper. Like if they have to. They won't act upon it if you don't later down the road, because you need to have paperwork. If you have the paperwork and written down, you'll have proof. They haven't done anything. Once you get that built up, then you'll have more backbone. And so that I he kind of a couple days later he followed my advice, and then things were starting to change. But I still have to help him out working, because there's you have to do the grievance, and then the grievance you have to step one, step two. Then if by then if you don't get any solutions out of your complaint, that's when you can file it. It's the same thing out here too. That's what I did when they denied me to go to the pharmacy, but it's already scheduled. It's in writing, and it's on my app. I showed the driver the app, showing that I'm allowed to go to the pharmacy. And so, what I had to do is, at 3 o'clock in the morning, because I finally woke up, because I got home at midnight. I took a nap because I was wore out. I had to, drink a lot of fluids and electrolytes and water. And I took my medication because my blood pressure was high. So I kind of got, uh, stabilized my blood pressure because it was ridiculous. My heart rate was going. And once I got that under control, I took a nap, and then 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I'm already on my laptop, emailing the supervisor, because I know everybody has this this transportation company has flyers in the vans showing if you feel like you were discriminated against. It's a these are federal guidelines, so they have they're getting federal funding. If you see that if you see a flyer saying that the Title 3 or Title 2 or something like that, that they're getting federal funding. They're getting funding from the federal government to transport us disabled people to our appointments, meet our medical needs, and that's how come I know. And they all kept every driver would tell me oh, we can't, no, we have to follow guidelines. They even monitor the trips are recorded. They can listen into our conversation. It's like, okay, good. Don't tell me that, because if that's the case, then I'll be that's why I told the representative on Friday morning. They told me they their rides are recorded, and their video recorded, and they can have audio recording. And that's why I said, are you sure you're denying me to take me to my pharmacy? And then he goes, yeah, they said you've Wednesday. Okay. Well, I'm going to file a complaint because you guys are denying me to take me to my second leg to the pharmacy. And because I said it, and I even put that in the letter. And I told the caseworker on Friday, he's like, they know my disability because they every one of the drivers said their videos and on audio recorded. So you'll hear me talking about how my history, medical history, and my background, why I have all these, and why I need to go to the pharmacy. And I keep telling them that every time I add a leg, if it's not on your list, it's on my app. I mean, because it's something that the doctor, added something, and that's what happened. And so they're aware of my disability. And if I had to walk, it's their responsibility. It's their fault, because my brother and this representative said the same thing. It's like, why did you why didn't you the second time, like when he came back and said that, why you ready to go to the pharmacy? And I said no, because you guys said no. And I told my brother and my this caseworker, is like, I didn't go because I feared for retaliation or harassment. Because yeah, you can take me to the pharmacy. What about the leg going home? There's these this company has history. That, and I told her too. It's like he was driving the dispatcher that was working the phones and the radio. He took me a couple appointments to Denison in the cardiology. He used to be a CMA or CNA at the cardiologist that I go, because he knows I have heart issues. It's like, why? And I know for a fact that he was denying me because of my sexuality, because I was open. Because everyone will tell me that all their rides are recorded, and it stops recording when uh, at the end of the stop, or like the last leg, like drop me off, or if I don't have to go to the pharmacy, or I don't need a ride home, it stops. They'll stop, recording it. It's all recorded, and that's why I was verbal about it every ride, and they know, and it's recorded, and it's documented, and that I have a disability of walking, and so I told her that I sent the email to the supervisor, and to this day, I told her I have not gotten an email or a phone call from the human resources that they're investigating, or they took care of the issue. But, and I told her that every ride that the app will tell me who's taking me when they approves it. It'll tell me who's taking me, and I see Big Five a day before or 2 days before the appointment. It shoots it uploads someone else, and it tells me that they don't want to take me because of the complaint, and rather than take care of the issue, they just ignore it, and that's why I haven't let up. And so and that's how it's if they're discriminating you because of your sexuality or your disability, is the way as if they don't have a form of communication between you and the supervisor or the company. And if they do know, and they know the difference between, if they're discriminating against you, is because they're aware of my disability, and they deny it, and they keep denying. And they said no 3 times, and it making me walk is like, against my disability, and they're aware that they don't care, and that's how uh they're being discriminatory. So yeah, it's a process. You gotta, that's how I emailed the supervisors for the company. Then after that, I sent a letter to the Oklahoma Health Authority, but I thought I sent it to the Sooner Ride, but it went to straight to Oklahoma Authority. And the Oklahoma Authority said that, like, they're gonna make a notation on whenever I request a ride, it's going to show that if like that need sometimes we'll have extra rides to the pharmacy because I'm high risk. Right? I told her it's like I and since from the heat, my INR has been off, so I've been going every week, and I just went to the pharmacy Thursday to pick up medication because of the changes on my warfarin. And she goes, well, okay, I'll make a note that you have like might need to add changes along the way, and but even if they're like the agency, the Oklahoma authorities, doing their uh trying to resolve the issue. The issue is not between me and Oklahoma. It's the issue is between me and the transportation company. I told her it's like I would just kind of like not let up. I'm not letting up because they haven't called me or sent me an email. If they would call, I'm not the one looking uh I'm not like looking to cause problems. I just want to resolve this issue, and resolving the issue is like communicating with me, and they haven't done that, and that's the only reason why I haven't let up. If they would have sent me an email or the supervisor calls me personally, I would just kind of okay, thank you, don't let it happen again. It's I have history like CHF, and I can't walk. That very I used to. I thought I worked too. I told the care workers like I walked 2 miles to work and 2 miles back home. And the in the prison in Texas, didn't have air conditioning, and I have polycythemia. And my doctor told me I have to. The cardiologist and the surgeon said that I had to be in air conditioned environment because of the medication. So for 3 years, I was in a unit without air conditioning and no ventilation, and that caused me a lot of problems. And I know now for a fact that being in that unit for 3 years affected me real bad, and that's why I only lasted like I only walked 4 miles, and my brother had to come pick me up. He drove all the way from Texas to pick me up, and he texted me. He's like, "Are you home yet?" I was like, "No, I'm lost." The GPS took me the long way, and it's telling me somewhere else. I know it for a fact it's it's sending me somewhere different. And it says just stay where you are and let me know where you're at, and I'll come pick you up. And I found out what street I was on, and he found me. But and if you don't if they don't fix it or communicate with me, uh, within 30 days, after the 30 days, I'm gonna file a lawsuit. I already sent it. Uh, the uh, the civil litigation on the Department of Justice already received my complaint, and that's probably why they don't want to schedule me a ride with me right now because I have filed it with the federal government, and they get federal funding, and if they don't resolve it, they're going to get uh, budget cut. They're gonna like get a fine, and I don't I'm not like the one that you want to cause more problems for me in the long run. I just want to like resolve this, and because I know for a fact you know the guys were like um, being because in the lawsuit not the lawsuit in um, the way to get to the it's in the civil litigation they called it deliberate indifference to my medical and because I'm a protected class citizen, which is on my disability and my sexuality. Because if you're not a normal citizen, like like I tell everybody, what's normal? But if you're homosexual, Latino, if you're black, that's a protected class because you're different from from any normal American because of based on your race and your sexuality and your disability. Those are protected classes, and they're civil laws. I mean, um, civil rights on those protected class. So you got to know 'em so you be able to win your case, and that's medical indifference for disability because I have congested heart failure, polycythemia vera, um, aortic mechanical valve prostheses, and uh, a lot of other medical issues that I qualify under the disability. And I told them is like, yeah, I just got approved for disability, and now I have proof that I'm disabled and I can't work, and so I'm a protected class citizen. She goes, oh, okay. And so that's how you if you guys ever need help, just let me know. I'll let you know, direct you where to go, and I'll be able to send you stuff to get you started. And right now I'm kind of uh getting caught up. I'm kind of like backed up with my torcidos, my friends, uh, trying to reply to all their messages and people that have legal issues that they want me to help them on. But like I told them, let me get deal with my let me deal with my stuff, and I'll be able to help you guys out. And I think I'm now just since I started thinking about myself, I feel look I look different. Yeah, because the creams, I got rid of the wrinkles. And I told one of my friends, Christy in Oregon, is like I look gay. I guess that's okay because I don't look old. Uh,
Ay, güey, cómo pendeja eres.
I know. Soy boba.
oh my God. I'm gonna have fun with this little gadget. I know. Anyways, I'm gonna end it here. Um, I know the new the Spotify analytics is off because it only counts what the Spotify users. I know. I just added another. I think it's Opencast. I don't know. I know Google Podcast. It shoots it over to YouTube, and I know people are listening over there, and then I got Podbean too. I kind of like. Well, once I just uploaded the one that I did a few minutes ago, and I now have it Costa Rica and Chile, and if you notice in the background, you hear Chris. He don't actually say Chris. He says something. He says it so fast. Then MJ. I thought it's MJ, but it's MJ. And if you're flaquito like him, yeah, you'll get brownie points with me. Those are my types. So there's a couple of them in the prison system that I've been writing to, and they're all gangsters, they're all flaquitos. Uh, but yeah. Anyways, I'll end it. I'll see what I come up with. Yeah, I know. Drama, drama, drama. But I'll end it. I'll see what happens. All right, ciao.